Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are tuned in with the 7 with Scottie. I do have a couple guests in the house. I do want to remind you we're right here, Syndicate Empire Radio, located at Hellraiser's Tattoo in the mall. Beautiful place. You can come check it out. Have you? By the way, I got Brenton in here, Mile High Minute, and Boss Bray as
What's
well.
up? What's up?
Checking in. Yeah. Yeah, appreciate you for coming. I mean, all the way from Denver. It says a lot. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically we got you in the house to go over the infamous list, man. That went viral, didn't it? It like blew up quick. I watched
Ballsy. Yeah. No, definitely really just was, did what it was supposed to do, spark the conversation as a community.
Yes, sir.
Hip-hop's and everything.
I believe it. And the thing is like, I was like, who else is gonna do a list? You know, like where everybody talking about it, but where is this? Where are these lists at? You know,
Put it out there.
But somebody actually decided to hit you with 30, the top 30 of Colorado's.
It was a hard ass 30 too,
Man. Man, got if y'all ain't familiar with it, I'll give you the top 5, and we can go over other ones, of course, if you. I mean, you did the research, like, and he brought his notes today. Like he's ready for all these questions. So
Back it up.
pages upon pages. See, so when y'all are getting upset, about however the list was put together, are you putting in the work? Are you going to put in the work? This man did put in the work. So, and I like having stand-up individuals that are actually out here putting in work on my show. So, once again, I appreciate you being here. But let's go over this top 5, man. Number 1, you had tag team. And so just kind of break it down how you scored for anybody that may not see this list. Like, what were the different columns, I guess you would say, if you're looking at the list?
So pretty much when it came to the scoring, this is compared. So these numbers are compared, like we're only looking at Colorado artists, right? Because obviously, how's tag team going to get a 99 when you compare them to Kendrick Lamar? Right. So first things first, this is only comparing Colorado artists to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 10 different categories, we got numbers, catalog, lyrics, local and national impact, consistency, branding, originality, versatility, and flow. The reason I did this, right? So boom, I've done lists in the past, but kind of fell off from them just because of all the heat and yes, that comes with it.
Right.
But I realized how much they needed for the scene. As much as people want to say, F the list, I don't care about it matters. So
You wouldn't be saying F the list if it wasn't,
if it didn't matter.
If it didn't
come from an opinion or a place that, I didn't just pop up out of nowhere and just say, here's my list. Like, this is backed on research and years of putting in work. Anyways, so the reason I did this, so I seen other report cards in like LA and like other markets, but I've never seen one in Colorado. And I just, I knew like it would hit out here. It would hit different if I just, respectfully let my nuts hang a little bit and just do it and stop being scared. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of what people are going to say or whatever. So, and then as far as the scoring and stuff, it was hard because I didn't want to I had like 15 categories at first, but I was talking to some historians out here and they're like, bro, you got to cut it down.
Limit down a little bit.
So I cut it down to 10. That way it could be like an even score of 100.
Okay, I see that.
And then but where it came hard is like, I wasn't trying, because when you start getting to like the 70s and 60s, it can kind of make it look like, rap, this score ain't good. So it was like really hard separating the scores and stuff like that. But
right.
That's kind of how I did it, and I kind of just did my best to do it, man, to line it up, make sure it looks good.
Right. So you did this out of a number system, right?
Yeah.
Would you personally say tag team would be number 1, or is that just
that's unbiased? So if it's me being biased, they call me AP is my favorite. He's in my top 5. Just generally speaking, not even talking about Colorado artists. But the reason I put tag team is because that Whoop There It is a national y'all hit. It was number 82, and on the Billboard Top 100 songs of all time, like any genre, they had a song that was number 82. No other Colorado artist is even close to that. Pretty much, that's what it is. I mean, I understand a lot of people, oh, it's a one-hit wonder, this, that. But
Right.
look at it, no one else had a national impact. No one was getting nominated for major awards from like the billboards and stuff like that. No one was reach number 1 on billboards. So I think there's a lot that backs them getting that number 1 slot, especially when you're looking at like a lot. I put a lot of focus on like national impact on this list. What have you done outside of Colorado? You know,
Right. Something outside of just being popular here, which is kind of how, I mean, when you look at it from the outside, it's kind of how the scene looks. It looks like just the most popular people at the top. And nobody can get above that, which is kind of sad. You should be able to elevate the ones around you.
I think it takes all work. But yeah,
I think this list too pushes people to try to do that.
exactly.
Motivate.
It's not just like when I looked at the list, it wasn't just a list like, okay, these people are the best of the best. There could be an artist that comes out tomorrow that could be better than anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if they never had the motivation, they never had the poise to put themselves in that position to say, I want to make that list.
Right.
I'm going to give it a year. I'm going to give it 2 years. I'm going to give it 5. I don't care. I'm going to give it my whole life. They can make that top spot too. So it's not saying that there's not that talent that's in Colorado. There definitely could be that talent, and we all, let's not act like we can pretend that it only takes one song. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because it could only be the one song. Look at Creeper. You know what I'm saying? With Oh No. I mean, tell me who beat those views, right? You know what I'm saying? Put them on the map, especially for Denver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be, if he were to come out with another one that even beats that and he gets 2 billion, 3 billion views, you know what I mean? He might be that number 1 spot at some point.
At some point, and like on your number catalog here, that consistency is what I believe is key in a lot of these. I mean, if you look and go down your list, the ones that are, the lowest are the ones with the least amount of consistency or lack of branding.
Right.
And that shows how important branding is.
Right.
And branding was tough too, because there was other different ways I was looking at it. As far as just image and how much they're pushing themselves out there. Do they have a good image, or is it kind of tainted? It's just like, that was kind of a tough one.
And that is branding, and sometimes you do have to protect your branding.
Or are they boring and they
defend
don't
yourself?
They just,
There's definitely a lot of different ways to make this list, as you can tell. And I do believe, even if you're saying you don't want to be on this list, you probably do. Everybody knows these names now.
Right.
Like anybody that was or that is in the scene definitely knows these names.
Yeah.
And even if, because there's a couple on them that I was like, who is this?
Right.
And I had to go look it up, and I was like,
now.
oh, okay.
They got their flowers, so they're on the list.
And that was the point, is getting people their flowers too, because I feel like a lot of Colorado hip hop artists don't have that many avenues to get their flowers, or,
Right.
But
Definitely don't. That's why, shows like this one are important, and I tell people all the time, if you have an idea of doing something like this, you should do it. Like, these are definitely creating avenues for others around. And I as long as you're doing it right, it shouldn't do anything different, we're all here doing this for a reason. I've seen you around just killing it. And I mean, you're on it more than, just these lists and stuff like that. Like,
this is a small part of what I do.
I mean, it is crazy because, we were talking about the Aurora police shooting before you came in. And I want to say, shortly after I got the information on it, I seen you had like a whole,
Kind of breakdown.
production on it, short. short little production reel, whatever, you know.
Do my best to stay up to date.
Right. And keeps Denver in the loop. So if you're, you know, looking for something that keeps you in the loop of what's going on in Denver, Mile High Minute is definitely one of those avenues to take. And I'm so thankful that you came through, because I'm trying to do, you know, almost the same exact thing that you're doing there. For us here down, you know, a little bit south, and running down into Pueblo and out to Lamar and all that, you know, just kind of south, you know, because there's not a lot of avenues for these guys down here. So, and I see you getting connected with Pueblo as well, which is beautiful. I love seeing that. So I believe maybe it's just Facebook or something like that. But I believe one of your admins.
Yeah, he's in Pueblo.
Yep.
I try my best to tap in all the markets out here, because I don't know, I love going to other cities in Denver. You know, I love Denver obviously, but like I'm kind of there's a lot of people who are moguls in Denver that are they've been doing their thing for a while. So I feel like when I branch out to some, you know, Springs or Green, Pueblo, I think I get my money. Sometimes
It's crazy, huh?
it turns a little different.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, let's go ahead and break down those last 5 on this list,
Yeah.
because those were the ones that I was kind of. I mean, I knew the ones, you know, a lot of people knew who were Old Man Saxon off of the, what was that show?
Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah, Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah.
You ever see that show, Rhythm and Flow?
I definitely have.
Yeah.
I actually shortly after
Sorry, go ahead.
he was done there, I stopped watching it, because I just love rooting for anybody that's in Colorado. So, but yeah, what was you saying?
That kind of goes to my point of what have you done nationally? Because it's funny, like I'm watching all the different platforms and people kind of take in my list, and there's so many people like, Old Man Saxon. But it's like, yeah, he may not be the most popping locally, but nationally,
Doing his thing.
yeah, people know him. He's got millions of views. He was on a national platform.
He has some connections that you don't, for
Right.
sure.
So, and that's why I had him where I had him on the list, because it's like, I put some importance on local impact too. That's why you have your trends and APs up top, but I put a lot of focus on the national impact. I think that's more important than the impact.
I think a lot of people too, man, that they're so focused on just,
Right.
you know, like, and I get it. I've seen a bunch of different things. They were like, you know, like I think you posted it. It was like people need to be thinking outside the box, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Too much too. I think
Yeah, I pay attention. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for me, I looked at it and I was like, okay, that can go different ways. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it and you say, okay, you want that support from your state.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of times, man, you don't get the support from your state compared to somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so there was a lot of truth in that post, you know, and I read through the comments, man. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. I mean, it's hard when you land a position on your page, bro. You got to be ready for the fire, dog.
Oh yeah.
You got to be be ready to jump in front of it, or you're gonna sit and just get roasted. You know what I'm saying?
You got fun.
It's fun.
It is.
At first,
It's
you
cool.
gotta understand, but it's like,
Yeah,
You gotta understand that not everybody's got the same point of view as you, and
Right.
not everybody lives the same life. You don't even know what the hell that person,
Yeah.
the way they're acting today could be totally different the next day. Some
Oh,
people
yeah.
are wild like
let me
that.
share this real quick. I mean, Facebook right
Facebook right now, yeah.
Yeah, we're on.
now. Pages.
On my page, but we share it to the Syndicate Empire Radio and Syndicate Empire Media page. But I tagged all of you guys in it, so it's going to pop up on your guys' pages too.
There,
Yeah.
so I can share it. My bad. I don't need that.
Nah, you're good.
Shout out to Mile High Minute. Shout out to ICMG. You already know what it is.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for sure, for sure. Hey, yeah, actually.
But yeah. I mean, I definitely. The heat comes with it, but it's like, man, if we're all just living in our own echo chambers and like, let me not push this button, you know, like, we're not gonna grow as a scene. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's not letting me do it. Oh,
Oh wait, no, let me hit it one more time.
It's easier to share it from it.
Gotta love social media technology.
Man, you love it and hate it at the same
Me
time.
in the future.
I don't know if there's like a limit or anything. I just don't want to share.
For sure. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
There
definitely.
you go.
Yeah. So, obviously, you got to have thick skin
Okay.
doing this, setting up these rankings. Do you ever, worry about something a little extra coming your way?
Well, it definitely came my way. Like, what do you mean? Break it down.
Like having to maybe defend yourself physically?
I mean, yeah, man. Like, and that's, to be honest, that's kind of what stopped me.
Because it shouldn't, it shouldn't be that serious, right?
Right. It should.
Right. But you got to understand, like, especially in the industry that you're, talking about, that type of activity comes along with it.
Right.
Unfortunately, you see it a lot, and
People threaten me.
more
I've gotten a lot-
up in Denver than here.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a lot of threats. But usually it's just internet stuff. There was one time someone threatened me at like a celebrity basketball game. Nothing really happened. But I definitely do what I have. But yeah, man, that's what comes with it. But when I did this list, bro, I said, you know what comes with it comes with it. I ain't gonna be a B word. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, we can use all that on this.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be a bitch.
Internet radio is a little less.
Okay.
Shout out to Mixler.
I just, I was so anxious and nervous before dropping this list. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep the night before. But I put over 100 hours into this, right? From the graphic to the video to the numbers to the research. So I'm sitting there like, I'm so deep into this. I
Have to at this point.
There's no going back. Otherwise, I just wasted all these hours.
Right.
And I didn't get paid. None of these dudes paid me to be on the list. And to matter of fact, most of these dudes have never put a dime in my pocket, and they don't need to. But I see a lot of people always like.
I was gonna ask. So can we get paid?
People that
Put on the list.
don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna lie. There's some people who spot promo, here and there, but
Right.
most of them haven't. It was just me trying to be on bias. But
Which can be hard, man.
It's gonna come across biased to somebody.
exactly, yeah.
Somebody does
Right.
not like. I mean, it could be somebody you went to school with, and they didn't like you back then,
Right.
and so that now they start sharing the post. Oh, this dude's this dude's that, right? It's just a bunch of little fires, you know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, you were doing something that somebody else wasn't, so there's gonna be hate on it. You know what I mean?
But to wrap that question up, yeah, it comes with the heat, but I ain't gonna be scared. It's like I'm here to. I got a bigger purpose in life. I'm just trying to push the scene, push. At the end of the day, I got positive intentions. People want to know.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't really worry about that stuff too much because
I really can't.
especially in hip hop,
Kind of roll with the punches, as they say.
but I mean, it's
Definitely.
good question.
So we are into that 1:30. So a lot of y'all are probably done with your lunch, still hanging out with us. I do appreciate it. You are right here with Scottie with the Scottie with 7, the 7 with Scottie, right here in Syndicate Independent Radio. Shout out to everybody putting in that extra work behind the scenes, man. That is what it's about. Because, like you said, it is. First off, if you want to be successful and bigger than just one man, you have to think bigger and to be able to become that successful. And I've seen it in Mile High Minute. I've seen the growth, definitely from your just your regular reporting on music to actually covering the whole scene in Denver, which I know is tough because I miss a ton of stuff down here. And Denver's way more active than down here.
It's hard to keep up with everything. I
Right.
try my best though.
So we were talking about the Aurora police shooting before you got here, and I seen you had some footage. I don't know if I took your footage and shared it onto my Facebook. If anybody is wondering where that footage is, because you're not going to find it on mainstream media. Where the cam for the police officer, where that footage is. I don't believe the police chief knew that there was footage out there before he even decided to get on a mic and talk about how there was a gun near him and he was going towards it. That's why he was shot. Have you seen? I know you've seen the video. Have you seen the
I
video?
did not see that part.
Okay, so this man is clearly squaring up with the police officer. Yeah, clearly squaring up with the police officer. I don't know what
I
happens
saw
behind him.
Yeah, what I saw was that the police officer hit him in the back of the head.
Right.
And then from what we've seen so far, it's hard to make a decision, like an ultimate decision on where you stand on it until you actually see everything.
Right.
And so many of us are like, let's just jump on it right away. And hey, it's wrong. It's this, it's that. Right. And it could be wrong. It looked wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude got hit in the back of the head. I'm squaring up too. I don't care if you're wearing a fucking badge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you hit me in the back of the fucking head, bitch, I'm fucking hitting you back. You know what I'm saying? And now if there's a video saying that he was going towards the gun and it was justified,
Definitely wasn't.
I didn't. From what I've seen, I didn't see no gun. I seen him put his hands up, and you could have used, if anything, you should have used non-deadly force. That's why you have secondary weapons.
You should
Period.
already be trained. To go for that first.
I was like, what's his training? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think it's sort of messed up with the police training anyways. I think that they're sort of trained to go for their primary. You know what I mean? And that's why it's on their dominant side. I think that maybe a way to diffuse that is to put their primary weapon on their non-dominant side. You know what I mean?
is it how they're trained?
I mean, that would make more sense. I also heard somebody say something about tranquilizing darts.
Rubber bullets. There's a lot
Something
of
put you
different
down,
things.
like
It's a good idea.
because sometimes, like I was saying earlier, people get into
Yeah, I did
partying too much.
Where was it?
and
You said that there was a gun? That it was moving towards us?
That's what the police chief
It's not.
Where?
You
That's
guys
what,
see a gun?
that's what the
I'm saying.
police chief said before he knew that video was around.
Yeah.
So that is why in the last 18, maybe 20 hours now, we've had absolutely no.
Oh, it was one of those burners, huh?
At the end of the day, he didn't deserve to die. That's all.
No.
I don't really want to speak too much on it. That was overkill. I agree.
And I hear people that go,
He didn't deserve it. Rest
Right.
in peace, though.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
and I've heard people kind of argue, well, if you're, what is that stupid saying? It's stupid anyway. I don't even want to fucking say it. But like, oh, he's a bad guy, blah blah blah. Obviously he was on something. He caused a car accident, got out, squared up with the officer. But what people don't understand is they and these people probably haven't ever actually seen it in real life. Whereas some of us have seen our people get incarcerated, right? And they were wilding out before they got incarcerated, and they come home reformed, and I've seen it right here in our community. And I'll have them. I actually have them scheduled to be on the show down. Anyways, but Joaquin Mobley, it's a childhood friend that I grew up with, and he.
Shout out Joaquin.
Joaquin, he came out and has done so much for south side of Colorado Springs with the community center and stuff. So, and that type of stuff just proves that you can be living that wild lifestyle and then change it up and make something beautiful out of your life instead of, crashing out like this. This guy's life ended with a crash out, when he could have done so much more beautiful. I don't know. We don't know. I mean, you look at there's literally nothing that you can find out there. If you go look at his Facebook, you can tell it's been scrubbed. Yeah, you can tell his whole Facebook's been scrubbed. I've reached out to family members and no response, which is normally weird because I can normally get some sort of response from people.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, either fuck off or
You're getting
I
some.
get a lot of that.
You're getting some.
But and I appreciate all the response. I don't give a shit. You don't like me, tell me. That way I know where you stand. Makes it easier, anyways.
Does.
But hey, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know you got to get back up to Denver. You got stuff to do, I'm sure. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything else you want?
So I have some questions, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, one, first of all, I came here because I wanted to be able to meet you in person.
Yeah. Right. It's good to
Yeah.
meet you.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, when I saw the list, I was like, okay, I've seen a couple of people on there from the Springs, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I, of course, have my own biased opinions on the
Right.
list, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody else. You know, one of the things that I think the biggest one, I didn't even vocalize this or anything like that. This is just from me personally. I would look at it when I looked at the top and the last, right? And I look at some of these guys and I'm like, okay, you know, they've been rapping for 20 years. Some of these people have been rapping 5 or less years.
Right.
And if we're going off of views and stuff like that, what would you say when you're placing these people, where you place them with somebody getting 20 years worth of views compared to somebody only getting 2 or 3 years of views? You know what I mean? Is it about the music or is it about the views?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know like you had different categories and stuff in there, you know what I mean? But from a lot of what we were like, you know, people down here in the Springs are sort of like, well, if it's just about the views, how is that even fair if I have 20 years worth of views? You know what I mean?
It's going to add up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to add up over those years. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, they're going to have a bigger...
It might be just
viewing.
me playing my shit over and over again.
Yeah.
But it's going to add up.
You know? I mean, shit. I mean, with my distribution, I go to every one of those little machines that's in the bars and stuff. You
Yeah.
can look up my stuff. I'm not going to lie. When I go in there, I'll drop 50 in that shit and just play my shit.
Hell yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
respect
saying?
it.
Hey, that's ears on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just an emerging artist. I'm nothing compared to these people that have been putting in the work like that right now.
Have that longevity.
Yeah, you know, I don't have that longevity. One day, and hopefully in a fast way. But, you know, that was my biggest thing. It was like, okay, cool. Yeah. You know, tag team, you know what I mean? Flo Basse has some amazing music. You
Shout
know
out
what
to
I
Flo
mean?
Basse.
But them views are 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So to answer your question, what I tried to do was balance out. Okay, here are some of the foundational hip hop groups in Colorado.
Yeah.
Here are some of the foundational acts that laid, you know, the foundation pioneers. They've been rapping for 20 years, however. And then, okay, how can I still show growth within the scene
Right.
while paying homage to the pioneers? So that's why you'll have, for example, Recipes Lil Travieso.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he only rapped for a couple years, but I mean, his impact, you know what I'm saying? He's one of 6 Colorado rappers to do 5 million plus views.
Thanks.
He's got 12 videos of a million plus views, 30 videos, 100,000 plus views. Not many Colorado Springs, I don't think any other Colorado Springs or Colorado artists
Were those views did you go back and look at I don't know if you
Can you
can
go
do
back?
this. I don't know if you can do this or not, but can you go back and look at where those views were before his passing?
Yeah, like
Before
where
his
the growth
tragic
happened.
Man.
Because you do get into that, and much love and respect to Travioso. You know what I'm saying? He's done amazing things, especially in his passing, you know, RIP, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of times let's not try to be, you know, to where it's like that thing. If I can tell you right now, if I passed away tomorrow, I'm pretty sure people in Colorado Springs probably throw a mural up at me for the things that I've done.
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
get a lot more recognition in my passing
Right.
than I would as being here today. You
No,
know?
no, for sure.
Unfortunately,
but
it's
does that?
too.
But does that? And you got a valid point, because I did reach out to him before he passed to try and do an interview and stuff like that. But
He definitely had
But-
a national impact before
Yeah.
that.
right,
Yeah.
no, and he did, and obviously it got bigger as he passed, which any
Yeah.
artist would. But I don't think you could like take that away from him, if that makes sense. Like he still, you know, okay, yeah, sure. Maybe if he was alive, maybe he wouldn't have been as high. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But like,
Or he may have been
may
went
been
more.
higher. Who knows?
I
Yeah,
mean, the
maybe.
way he was going,
Yeah.
I think it would have been more, to be
yeah,
honest.
that's a valid point too.
He was moving.
Yeah, he was moving.
But I just don't think you could. I don't know, like take it away from him. I guess. I'm not saying you are, but just like
Right.
I don't think the fact that he passed like really has much to do with. Like,
Okay. I think he's in a great spot on the list. You know, I mean, like I said, I think almost everybody on here is in a great spot on the list.
But to get deeper on your question though, so I was basically like balancing out like some of the older acts like the Flow, Homeboys, Brothers
Yeah.
Most Wanted,
Yep.
Black Hole Posse. Those are some foundational hip hop groups from the '90s
Yep.
that laid the foundation for Denver hip hop. So I put them in there, but it was like they didn't reach as far nationally as a Lil Travieso or Flow Bots. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, how can I balance? And so we got people in there from the '80s, '90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. You know what I'm saying? But I really only put like newer artists on there, like newer artists, like from the 2020s, if they really like did numbers. Like
Right.
Few But Plenty's done millions of views at Lil Travieso. Those are like the only two artists I think that are like 2020s. Before that, it's like you had to be rapping for at least like 10 years to be considered. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like
You had to have
cool,
some.
'cause
You had to have
you're
some
pushing
standing.
because you're pushing for longevity.
Yeah.
And
And that's hard. That's hard work. Even 10 years as an artist,
Oh,
man. Oh my God!
It's
Can
a
you
grind.
imagine the work? It's a grind.
if you're gonna put
Huge
in that
grind.
grind, that hustle for 10 years, you do deserve to get recognized for sure. So I can understand that part.
But yeah, go ahead.
So even with that, do you think if you were to do another list, say you go a year or whatever, and you do another list, so this is one of my questions: would you change anything how you presented it, and would you add anything? Like, would you add like an upcoming artist list? Would you add an engineer or a producer's list? You know what I mean? I know that if I'm correct, you had an honorable mention list, right?
Right. Yeah,
You
as
know
you
what I
scroll,
mean?
you'll see that.
Yeah, you had the honorable mentions.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I saw too many people talk about the honorable mention, but it should be mentioned.
Right.
It's honorable. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, so I've done lists in the past, and they were actually more current. This was my first time doing like a GOAT list.
Yeah.
This was like this is my first time doing like a GOAT list, and I don't think anyone's really done a GOAT list in Colorado. Maybe,
Yeah.
but if they haven't, I feel like it was more current, but it wasn't the time and energy wasn't put into it. But so yeah, I'll probably do more lists. The thing is though, is like you can't water it down. Like I can only release so many to where it has that impact. If I start doing it monthly, it's like, all right, dog, like we get it.
That's why I said do a yearly list
Yeah.
type thing. Because
So-
I think I do remember you did one last year too.
And I was kind of lazy with some of the ones I've done in the past couple of years, so that's why I was like, let me go all in on this one. And then
You went all in.
so yeah, there will probably be more, and there'll probably be some current. I've done a music videographer one, a studio one, and here like this was years ago, like 5-6 years ago. So here and there, but I'll do them, but I want to make it impactful. I don't want to drown it out too much.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But yeah, I mean, yeah, trust me, if this was a current list, 95% of the names probably be on there. If it was current, I mean, maybe Trev, AP.
Yeah,
Robots are
I
still
was surprised
taking-
that
Yeah,
see,
still.
we didn't see Troy Good on there. Did you know what I mean?
From
I
an
was
all-time
surprised. And
perspective-
Art Creeper.
from an all-time perspective, Troy Good, respectfully, I mean, he done his thing, but I just,
Yeah.
if it was current, I'll probably put him on there. But all-time,
I
it's
say
hard. I mean, you got Jewlocks, Eastside Jew, like
Yeah.
people were feeling like they were low, and then Creeper, he's got the numbers, but I'm not trying to.
Hey, you gotta stand on it. You gotta stand on it. You gotta stand on it because
He's got
like
his views and he's done his thing. I'm gonna keep it all right. Let's keep it all the way 1,000.
keeps his thousand.
On Ball High Meeting for the last 3-4 years, bro. So it was like, respectfully, like, I wanted, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna give this. You don't gotta be my best friend, but at least be respectful so where you'll appreciate it.
right.
I could have put Creeper at 29 or 30, and he probably still would have been upset. We're cool now. We chopped it up. We talked about it, but like, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, being unbiased. Creepers had that, you know, he's done this thing with the millions of views, but it's like, it was more than just views. Numbers was only one out of the 10 categories.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I saw not to throw anybody underneath the bus here. I've seen a little bit of back and forth between, you know, like AG, the MC, and Creeper going back and forth. And AG put up there, what did he say? He said, let's see how many people would actually come to a show that aren't, you know, promoters or whatever. Like, drop it in there. And respectfully, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see a whole lot of people that were commenting on it. Now, I will say this too, AG the MC doesn't have the hugest following.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that could have been put into it too. But it would be interesting to see that. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to bring up though, because I did look at Creeper's numbers. Let's see. So,
I mean, this man literally has.
I wrote down. So
notes.
let me show you.
About
Oh, I'm looking right here. He put
did
in
the work.
some work.
He did the work.
This is the artist pool, right? So I wrote down as many rappers from Colorado I could on this pool.
Yeah.
Just random ones too. Just like, okay, before I even do this, like I need to consider everyone.
Yeah.
Creepers on here.
Oh, I see some Colorado Springs people on there
Creepers
already.
Troy Goods on
Yeah,
here.
you got it's KC, KO Kelly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Shout out to
Much
Caleb.
love. Much
Shout out
love.
to School of Rap.
So yeah, okay.
J-Dub was considered. J-Dub's right here.
Okay.
D.
Which is
Scottie
wasn't-
from
I-
Pueblo.
That's another question. I forgot. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you misspelled his name or not on that list.
No, he was considered. So okay, so I started there, right? Boom. Well, first it was just like
Just randomness.
Just-
Which
yeah.
is, you know, if
That's
you're
how it
doing
starts, though,
yeah,
right?
exactly
You start with notes and then you get deeper.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
And then so okay, I'm like, all right, first let me write down all these artists. Boom. So I wrote them down. And then I start doing like the standards. So these were like before I got it down to like 10.
10 of them. You had like 15
Yeah, 15.
originally.
Then I'm looking at
Had to slim it down.
I looked at accomplishments for like some of the main, like the big artists.
Dude had like formulas written out.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
No, and then I went. So and
This
then
is algebra.
I'm dating this stuff. So this is June, right? But so this is like May, right? This is May.
It's like you did homework for a teacher here, man.
No, yeah, I went. I
This is
went
the college project.
Yeah.
I'm graduating this semester. I take this serious.
Congrats.
Hell yeah.
But so this is like, okay, now let me look at their views and you know count how many times they've done this many or whatever, right?
Right.
And I know that fake news, blah blah, blah. And I took note. And you know, again, I ain't gonna call out no names. Maybe we could talk about it a little bit after. To you know, star numbers are abnormal. Star. Still alive, but there's you know I'm looking at people's numbers and considering all this.
All right.
You know,
Yep.
and then okay, this is ranked. This is how many times these artists have done that many views.
Right.
Yeah. Boom. Now, okay, and then I was like, all right, now let me look at their following and listeners. So I got Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, X,
you got 'em
TikTok. I'm looking
Broke
at
it
Creeper's
all
on here.
broke it down.
Creeper's on here. You know what I'm saying? Troy Good's on here. Like I got you. Here's Troy. So I
Yeah.
looked at his following, and it got to a point where okay, once I started getting pretty far in 50, 60 artists deep, I'm like, all right, respectfully, a lot of these artists probably ain't gonna get considered. So I'm
Right.
just,
Yeah, it's a process of elimination at
yeah.
that point.
And it takes so much time
And
at
that's
that
not
point.
even to
Yeah.
discredit the ones that they were doing, but I mean, 30 is a long list.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean,
Especially when you're putting in the
I'm ranking.
homework like this.
Yeah.
and I'm ranking. I mean, we're in 50s. We're you know, so we're going just off like following. This is just following. This is just numbers. Creep was 13th, right? And then you got George's probably.
Shout out to J-Dub. Where you at, J-Dub?
I need to follow Troy Good.
You're supposed to be here asking the question of why he misspelled it.
Oh, here's Troy. So Troy Good is 7th technically. We're just looking at following. And I think a lot of it was just Facebook. He has a big
He's
Facebook.
got a huge Facebook.
Look for that. Yeah, so it was funny. Him and Troy are like right there.
Tied.
Dang, that's
Close.
Pretty much.
Yeah, right on top of each other.
And then yeah, so like I mean, we're getting into the 50s, and that's the other thing too is like some of these older artists, and that's why I consider too. A lot of these older artists don't have no following because they were dropping in the
wasn't-
90s.
yeah, exactly.
There wasn't no Facebook, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then, then I
Thinking
get,
that
Those physical sales were
that would have
moving.
been a good answer too. Is okay. A lot of these artists now have social media, as when 20 years ago,
right,
It just wasn't
those
that-
didn't
people
have that
that are up there
exposure.
didn't
right,
Yeah.
have that exposure, and they were more organic.
right.
You know what I mean?
And
So there's that.
So
too,
it begs the
dog.
question: who's bigger? You know?
Yeah, you know,
one
different tools.
one thing is too is like the older artists. I put in more weight. For example, if you look up Pure Devotion, When I Rule, they have like 3 or 4 different videos that did like over 100,000.
Yeah.
And this is a group from the 90s.
Yeah.
And anyone who knows Denver hip hop, When I Rule, I strong fit. That's like one of the classic like hip hop songs. But they don't have the views like a Lil Travieso or AP
Right,
or
right.
whatever. But it's like, hey, they did 100,000 views from a song from the 90s. Like when you think about it from that perspective, like imagine if they would have dropped that today, and maybe
It's
that's
like inflation. you
yeah,
know?
that's like exactly. That's like millions of views right there.
Yeah.
Potentially. So I kind of took that into. I didn't write that down, but I was like kind of putting that in my head. And, there's something.
That's the major work.
No,
That's-
yeah,
yeah,
That's the major work.
and this is the proof. Like this wasn't just these are my homies. Like just throw them on there, and you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I was really doing my best to consider it.
Well, I know.
Who paid you the most, man? That's the question I want to know.
I don't know, man. Like there's I got a decent support system. Not decent.
I could name one. I'm not going to, but I could name one
I got a solid support.
that
system.
definitely is paying for some.
Oh, views?
Definitely.
Oh, you're talking about for views? I think
Paying you.
No, promo, right? Because if they hit my high minute, you get views. And I know this because you put me up there or whatever,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think it was like the first 24 hours, it was already 16,000 something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moving.
thank you for that,
No
but
problem.
but damn you for that. You know what I'm saying? I loved it though.
That was so I'm gonna put that on Chauncey. That was his idea.
Yeah.
For that one. But
Hey,
I approved it though.
Hey, shout out Chauncey too. I hit
Shout
him
out
up
to Chauncey.
I hit him
We see
up
you.
yesterday and I thanked him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's because his channels liked it, like with Scottie, the 7 with Scottie, you know, me, my minute and stuff that we are as artists were able to get a platform to be able to expand our reach. You know what I'm saying? And that was an awesome thing that you guys did for the 719 Mic Pass too.
Yeah.
Put a lot of eyes on it, man, and I'm excited for that. I'm actually would be excited for you to review that video when it comes out.
I'll be open. to
You
that.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't care.
We
Pick
talk
it
about
apart. Tell us who you like, who you don't like, whatever. You
I gotta
know
be
what I'm
careful
saying?
with
I know
that.
Scotty's gonna do it.
I'll do it.
You know what I mean?
And I'm honestly, so the thing is like, this is one of the things that I was going to talk to Jado about because I did a live review of his album,
Yeah.
on the show.
I was looking forward to that.
And
I did review.
he wanted, yeah, you probably, and he sent the thing with the rate it and all that, and I was like, that's not for him. He's like, oh, just do it. And I was like, okay, and I gave him a 7 out of 10, which I don't think he was happy with. But I'm like, I'm the 7 with Scottie, and I don't want to fill out your thing. I'm probably just gonna put 7s on it.
Yeah. 777 all the way across the board.
So
I gave him. I think I only gave him like 1 or 2 sevens. The rest pretty solid.
it's a solid album. Definitely, if I was gonna rate it, it would have been rated higher than a 7.
I like
if
I like that. What
if I
you
wanted
doing.
to, and I wasn't just being
Yeah, that's fine.
I
Dear listener,
playlist there.
Yeah.
And the one you do AP, but what you doing is probably my favorite.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we was listening to it on the way in here. I was like, yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
I had the opportunity to open up for him at River Bar like 2 weeks ago, and that's the first time I saw J-Dub perform, man, and
He's got it, yeah.
super, super dope.
Yep.
He be in Denver a lot too.
Yeah, he definitely
He's
gained a
tapped
fan
in
out of me.
with a lot of people.
We're about to come out with a track, as a matter of fact. It's called Ain't No Love.
Okay.
So I got him and then King David from Kingdom Music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to put
Kingdom,
out-
like the
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
See, they were naming them as
I know,
like
I know.
someone that's like,
That was. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, like, that was a hard one to throw up on.
Well, and that's another point that I love about the list is I've learned so much because I thought I had this down, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as actually I was more confident this time. In this in years past, I definitely loved it. This time it was like
Covered your bases.
Yeah, I feel like I covered the bases, but I'm like, okay, I could have considered Kingdom or Deuce Mob. There's Troy Good.
I mean, just looking at your list
Creeper,
here, you
like,
did consider
a lot.
a lot.
Yeah, everybody
a lot.
that is somebody is pretty much in that book. I mean, I've seen that
Yeah.
first page, but
That's like the
he's got
holy
a
grail.
whole
We're getting
page
like a
of-
preview into this holy grail that y'all can't see.
so crazy.
You know what I'm
It's so
saying?
crazy.
But
I
it is
appreciate
a
you
dope,
showing
I mean,
that
Oh
that
my
page
God.
right there shows that you
Yeah.
were really thoughtful, and it's literally
except for
like
here, right? This
every
one right there.
single.
The MGK.
Yeah, the MGK. That's why I said
You spent
we
5
gotta
minutes
look at that. We gotta look at that honorable mention
If you
list.
press that arrow button,
Yeah.
you'll see the honorable.
We gotta go to that because I did see some stuff about MGK. There it goes. I did see some stuff. You know, he did go to school.
I thought it was
in
a joke
Denver.
when I seen MGK.
Yeah. Well, it was. I
I'll
mean,
explain that.
But then I looked into it and I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
was it just because he went to school here and he was doing some music?
So the reason I put MGK, really a lot of those artists, was okay. How can I get the most impact out of this list? Like nationally,
Yeah.
again, nationally,
Right.
Right. Right.
Local stuff's cool, but how can I potentially get maybe some of these national names to know Colorado hip hop?
Right.
You know?
It would have been
So-
cool to have MGK hit you up, huh?
Right. So what I was thinking was, how, like, why don't I put some of these dudes who may not be all the way from Colorado, but have either lived out here for a decent amount of time or have some connections with Colorado hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can
And 'cause
respect that.
I can't put MGK in the top 30. He didn't live out here really.
Right.
Like he did for 5 years, but he didn't have a huge impact on the
Didn't
hip-hop
have any
scene, right?
music or anything.
He
out
reps
there.
Cleveland. Like I can't put him.
Yeah.
He did live out here. I can kind of throw him in that honorable mention. Like, hey, this
He
dude
did.
did a lot of stuff. He lived out here.
And he still will tell people that.
oh yeah,
Didn't he have
there's
a
an
tattoo?
article out
Yeah,
there.
he's got the tag.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not now because I think he
think
covers
It's all black
But
I was like,
with some stripes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still, A plus.
And then it became a thing.
Hey, blackout tattoo, man.
And so like about half that list, right? So A plus, so 93 for Infinity, class. He
Yeah.
was born here. He lived here for 5 years. Lecrae Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
Doe from MNLD did a song with Lecrae. They went to middle school together.
Yeah.
Stevie Stone lives out here. Parkside Plugs. He started his music career out here, but he's originally from LA. Chinatown Runners from a whole nother country, but he's basically grew up out here. El Cacho. See, and then kind of them last four right there, El Cacho, Jacob Campbell, Lil Nate, Branstees. So they're from Denver, but they were kind of like, I couldn't quite put them in that top 30. And maybe I could have put Lil Nate, but the thing with Lil Nate is like, I was kind of having looked at this and kind of represent them. And I felt like,
Yeah.
I was trying to balance this out as much as I could.
Yeah.
Jacob Campbell was on the rhythm and flow. El Cacho's being one.
Yeah.
But, it was kind of like.
So I will say too, like from in Colorado Springs, like there are a lot of artists that are born and raised here in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not necessarily exactly from the 7.
Wasn't
You know
there a
what I'm
lady
saying?
that was just on the XXL freshman list?
Yeah.
That was from here, right? Or she grew up out here.
Yeah.
Spent a couple years or something.
So, but it's to say even that some of the artists that are from here, it's like I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
I grew up in Houston and in San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? I moved out here. First time I came out here was about 22 years ago. And I went back down to San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? Did my thing still down there. I loved it so much. Like I wanted to move out here. You know what I mean? I had to get things together to do it. And then I moved out here in 2011 for good. You know what I'm saying? And I started doing my own thing out here. You know what I mean? So originally I'm not from here. You know what I mean? But I would say,
But
like
the difference
we
is
live
to
in a-
interrupt you. You weren't born out here or whatever, right? Didn't fully grow up out here, but when you came here, your impact.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The
Oh,
things
my-
that you do, because if you guys don't know, I mean, this guy runs a barbershop. He's done all kinds of stuff, just giving out to veterans and stuff.
Yearly, we
huge
probably
Military.
yearly we
presence
give back probably around $75,000 back to our community's
Right.
pockets, not through a
That's what's
charity or anything.
And-
It's that
yeah,
neighborhood
straight
knit
to
vibe,
the
you know what I
community.
mean? And the ICMG thing, man, was really like how I even became an artist was none of the artists wanted to be, opening acts. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Well, I'll go up there.
You got to start
I'll
something.
do it, And I started rapping in '96. I just didn't never make it a career. Did some shows with Lockdown Entertainment down in Texas for a while, signed with them, and it just sort of wasn't my thing at that time, you know what I mean? And then I did the Low Block Party, and it was sort of like a blueprint. I was like, I want to get back into music. I want to give people the opportunity. So I rented the stadium. I did it. I rented the stadium. I didn't. That's why when I said in a post, I said, are you putting on? When you say you're putting on for the city, are you really?
Yeah.
Are you really, dog? Because are you the one that's putting up the money to rent out the venue and putting the events together? Are you the one that's giving back on that charity thing? Or are you just performing? That's cool. You know what I mean? That
was a good event too.
Yeah,
that was fire.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the
Lolo?
Oh, the Lolo Block Party. It was huge. We did some crazy stuff for a lot of different people. You know what I mean? A lot of different everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not just artists, not just the lowrider community, but also the general public. You know what I'm saying? And then we followed that up with the Haircuts for Heroes. You know what I'm saying? So we did that. We gave back to the Haircuts for Heroes. We're sending people to monuments since our memorials, you know what I mean, that they couldn't get to us with Honor Flight of Southern Colorado. So that's just a little part, you know what I mean? And then breaking into that ICMG thing, I was like, all right, I have a little experience here, I can push some more people up to the front, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we ain't slowing down, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep on going, I don't expect to see my face on a list, you know what I'm saying, per se, but I think the lists that don't necessarily have to include just me.
You're on my list, man.
Well, and to go off your point, that's another idea for a mogul list, where it's like, okay, this dude didn't just rap. You know what I'm saying? Because with these, it's more focused on rap.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's a little bit of impact for some of the artists, but it's mostly like these dudes rap.
Right.
And for example, 100 Rack 6, he's from Aurora.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's had a huge impact in Aurora. He wasn't on the list. And I considered him, but I was looking at his numbers. I couldn't find him. He took some videos down, music down, whatever. But the way I look at him is like, he's got the Paperboy brand.
Yeah.
He's more of a mogul. He kind of laid a lot of the foundation for Aurora. So maybe that's a lie. I'd probably look at you
the
more.
mogul list.
Even myself to a certain extent, not necessarily because obviously I don't rap, but like, a DJ K-Tone, a DJ Swizzy, whoever, that's not a rapper, or maybe they rap a little bit, but they have a bigger impact overall. It's not just
the music.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's really where I want to be. I didn't do the stuff I did. First of all, I didn't do it because I wanted the recognition.
Right.
I didn't do it, genuinely in my heart, bro. I love helping people. Whether it's known everywhere.
Same.
Now, you know how social media, in order to get that platform to push it out, but some of us got to create our own platform.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're creating your platform. You've had your platform. You know what I'm saying? And you open that up for people to actually get that recognition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's sort of what I was trying to do. Create the platform, give people an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's putting on. That's putting on for your city. You know what I mean? And when you're rapping, you're going and doing the shows and stuff like that. You're putting on. You're representing where you're from. You know what I mean? But you're getting paid to go perform or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're putting on for your career. You know what I'm saying? Where you want to be. So I see a lot of people. I put on for the city. I put on for the city. So I want to see more people put on for the city.
For real.
Like take that what you've done, putting on for your career and stuff, and then change that platform and really put on for the city. Start doing the events, start putting together those things and getting to that next level. Because it's mostly the OGs that are like, I've been putting on. I deserve to be on that list. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, okay, cool, you rap. You know what I'm saying?
What have you done for the community?
What have you done for the community? Let's see that.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you start talking about, I've been putting on for the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And a couple more points, because y'all brought up the fact this is a military city and stuff. That does come into It's unfortunate, but that does come into consideration too. Is like, let's say we're looking at two artists. Let's say Trev Rich, for example, born and raised in Denver.
Yeah.
Been putting on for the city for a while. Let's say he has the same numbers as, I'm gonna just say what it is, Troy Good, right? Let's say they both have same numbers, or even in some instances, Troy Good might have better numbers than Trev Rich.
Yeah.
But the reason someone like a Trevor might get a little bit more of an edge. And this is not just from me. This is generally speaking. Is Troy did originally come from Chicago. He spent 20. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for Parkside Plugs, he does bigger numbers than a lot of the people on the top 30.
Yeah.
He started his music career out here, but he
He's
he
getting
kind
those
of
numbers from somewhere else.
He kind of repping LA a lot. You know what I'm saying? Which, you
Yeah.
know, kudos, do what you gotta do, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like that comes into consideration. And
Well, and a lot of people have already, you know, they started here and they got what they needed from the box in order to grow that national
Right.
fan base. So there should
cool.
not be any hate on that at all, because I
Right,
think that's probably, I don't care who you are, that's probably a goal
right.
on every artist.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Get out of here.
Yeah, you got to get out. A lot of time, like Boozy said it best, you know, he moved away from Georgia, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Louisiana, and
Right.
moved to Georgia, and he got way more love
Right.
out of Georgia than he ever did in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the people, you know, I forget who said that. He said first they hate on you, then they laugh on you, and then they become fans.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and you know, like you said, you got this platform going. I remember when I was sleeping in my car, starting Mile High Minute, no one knew what it was. I wasn't getting paid nothing. I was just, hey, let me do this interview. Want to do this interview? Like, I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not even close to satisfied. There's still so much more work to do.
You're doing the damn thing, brother.
And when it comes to I'm gonna keep it real. Like, for example, FBP, they got a lot of controversy, right?
Yeah.
The whole, you know, everyone, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? They've done millions of views and all this, that, and the third, right? So it's like you can't not put them on the list because they're nationally known, but it's also like kind of. I felt like I wanted to put them higher because of the numbers, but I couldn't because of that impact and that branding. I'm pretty sure I gave them like a 5 on branding or something. Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to scoot back left,
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah, 5 branding or 6. No, 5. So it's like that kind of goes to my point. It goes to your point really about like, you know, what have you done for the city? Yeah, you might have the views and views, but like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? And for the record, 5 was the lowest score I gave anyone because it was. I feel like if I was going lower than that, people might think I'm hating or something. But maybe I should.
Maybe they shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah, maybe I just shouldn't have even.
Well, if they got less than 5, they probably shouldn't have been on the list.
That's what I'm saying.
in all truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's too many.
You
Looking
gotta
at
find
this
You
list,
gotta find an
looking at
automatic
this list, if
elimination.
you were a 5 or below,
Probably shouldn't have done
put in more work.
it.
You know, don't take it as an offensive thing. Just all it means is work harder.
But you know, and then that's why I had someone like AP or you know MNLD
Yeah.
really high because they've been putting on.
So explain what MNLD, because that was a lot in there too, right? Everybody's like, oh, you know, this person's not on it. This person's not on
Where's
it.
Interstate?
Yeah, where's it? And that was the biggest one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Where's Interstate Ike? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people didn't understand that he is on that list.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So MNLD consists of Young Doe, Interstate Ike, Colfax, CAC, rest in peace, Analyzer Slim, Hawkman, and there's one more, you know, my bad. But MNL, so the reason behind that is like I could have put Ike, Young Doe, and CAC on here as their own names.
Yeah.
But then I'm taking off
Discredited.
2 other people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm taking off Ameezy or Julox or Eastside Jewy. You know, so it's like, how can I fit these dudes in here? And so, and what I did with the groups, it was like, I asked myself a question. Did the group as a whole have a bigger impact or did the rapper? Because AP and Trev were in a group at one point, but they didn't really push that group that much. They're more known by themselves.
Speaking of groups, there's been, from what I'm understanding or what I'm seeing, a lot of buzz going around of groups coming back.
Think so?
I think.
They do, yeah.
I think. I mean, you're the Maha Minute. You tell me.
I don't know. I think, I mean, there's cliques, but I don't know. I think groups is.
I think
I don't think it'll ever go back.
The
to
last
like
big group that I think that we've seen from the Springs was Pinnacle, right?
Top Flight is pretty good.
Top Flight, yeah, Top Flight, Pinnacle.
Top one.
I don't know. I maybe a little bit, but I don't know if it'll ever go back to like the '90s when you had the tag team flow vibes and the whole boys, BHP. A lot of people don't even realize Flow Bob's been going since the '90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm saying all this fucking stuff.
my bad. I'm gonna keep it until they sit down with me. I'm gonna keep. No, I'm just playing.
They coming, though.
Yeah, no,
they
they will.
coming.
I keep reaching out. I send emails and stuff. They barely be responding. I get it, bro. I ain't gonna take it personally.
Right.
I know my
A
platform.
lot of
comes
people
with
don't
YouTube.
understand behind the scenes how much extra work it actually takes.
Yeah.
You know, because people don't just call you or show up at your front door for this shit.
Oh, yeah.
You got
They
to
don't.
reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you though, Scotty and Isaac.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? On the 7, like, can we expect something from the 7 that might come out that might be sort of something like this? You know what I mean? That sort of puts
Focused
on
on the
the
7.
springs. That's focused on the 7 because there was the whole thing. I'm nobody. First of all, I was nobody. I would never ever put out a list ever. I don't care. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to smoke. You know what I mean? Yeah, I let the pros do it, but you know, I will put things together that involve people. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a platform like this, you guys reach a lot wider spread of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So can we expect to see something from the 7?
What do you think, Scotty?
Respectfully, I don't think I could do something this detailed. I mean that
Not even like from a year from now. I mean, what I'm looking at here is months and months and
Right.
months of research. So,
Right.
you know, you got time.
I think it's
So
gonna be-
I have talked to the 719 Mag
Yeah.
owner, James,
Dirty.
aka Dirty. And he expressed interest in creating a list. And for me, his list would hold way more weight than a list that I would be able
Yeah.
to know. Because he's been actively in
20 something years.
yeah, so
Yeah.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
and probably would be able to do something very similar to this. Whereas me, I'm biased as fuck, man. You
You
know,
gotta put it to the side.
if you put some money in my pocket, you're making the list. So
Oh,
if you see a
man.
list come out, or me talking about a list, just
Pay to play, guys. Pay to play.
It's hard.
Pay to play
And
with
I'm
Scotty.
not gonna lie. There's always gonna be a little bit of bias, regardless. But you gotta do your best to
Just do the
with
work.
the list. Yeah, with the list in specific. But
I know exactly what you're talking about because I just recently, started kind of doing this journalism side of stuff. And it started with the whole Ford amphitheater thing that was going on, the noise complaints. And because I caught wind of the very first time that they were going to bring this up in court, or not court, but to the city council.
Yeah.
So I was actually there. I got footage of it and everything. They literally interrupted people talking about soldier suicides and how to help soldiers, and prevent suicide.
Yeah.
So to be able to cover this at that point with non-bias was really hard. But I definitely I literally have both sides stories. I have 2 interviews with J.W. Roth. That was all Dirty pushed me to do that. He's the one that pushed me into actually doing the journalism instead of just reading off of.
Well, Dirty's on it, man.
He's on it, and it's about the community.
Yeah, he's about the community, you know what I mean? And I think that it would be good. I talked with Dirty too a little bit about the list. And I think it's coming sooner than we think.
He told me he was going to be out today,
Oh shit! Okay.
which bullshit.
I'll probably post it.
And I tried to get him to come for this little sit down because I thought it would be nice for him to see this type, so he could see maybe spark a little bit more, so it's a more detailed.
So
list
I know when I not to drop too much, I know a little bit about the list already, but like I said, it's like a subjective thing. You know what I'm saying?
Always,
it's gonna always be subjective. And we've been talking really closely lately, but I think from my understanding it won't be a top 30. I think it's gonna be a top 10. and then there's going to be a 20 list in no specific order. You know what I mean?
And to go off of that, all these lists are subjective. No matter what I realized too, the deeper I got into this, no matter how many amount of hours of research I put into it, it's still going to be subjective.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
do I believe? Do I stand on my list and the placement and the rankings and all that? Yeah, I stand on it, and I feel like 99% I did a really great job of like, these are the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But
You hit it.
there's still gonna be arguments. There's still gonna be subjectiveness, and what I notice is the more you go back, the more argument there is about who was like.
Because it's harder to tell.
Yeah.
You don't see the same numbers as if it was today.
Yeah, like for tag team
It's not
flow
an
bots,
easy way
Trev
to track
Ridge,
it.
MNLD, like those AP, Lil Travieso, like those names are so stamped. It's like if you're doing an unbiased all-time Colorado hip hop list, there's no way you can't leave those names off.
Yeah.
But it's like the further you go back, it's like you might be able to leave that dude off, or you might, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I won't even front, man. I went down this list and I started hitting up all the people.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, let's do a feature.
yeah.
Let's do this. Let's work. Let's, you know what I
And
mean?
that's
the point.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm saying? Because it was that collaborative thing, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't know, like, you know, like I said, I'm, you know, new up into it, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I look at this and I'm like, okay, I know who I should be reaching out to, you know what I mean? When maybe I didn't before,
Right.
you know what I mean? Even if you start at the bottom of that list, you're still going to get something good,
Oh, for sure.
you know what I'm saying? And it really takes that one song.
Yeah. And a lot of those, and for example, It's Okay to Cry, I do not listen. I'm not a huge fan of his type of music.
Yeah.
But he's got millions
Oh
of
yeah, I
views.
saw that. I saw
He's
that.
got millions of views. He's got a fan. It's more like
Yeah.
that emo rap,
Yeah.
you know, Lil Peep vibe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, I was born in '82. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
gave
know
him five.
but
98.
so '98. So I'm a little bit older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that I listen to are gonna be the you know tag team flow bots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was around during that. You know what I'm saying? So
I wasn't.
yeah, you know. So
Football
so
is maybe, but not tagged.
so when from an older perspective, you know what I mean, I look at those kind of styles of rapping, you know what I mean, more than I would. I mean, let's be honest, I grew up with Master P, you know, UNLV, you know what I mean, shit like that, you know, and the whole beef that they had, Hot Boys, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, a lot of that stuff when it was happening, to me that was real rap. That was real shit. You know what I'm saying? UGK, you know what I'm saying? Like it was some gutter stuff, you know what I mean? And what was really going on. And yeah, Houston rap crazy, you know? Even San Antonio rap. Rich Greedy really doing his thing right now.
I need to tap into that market.
Yeah. But when it comes down to some of the new age stuff,
It's different.
it's way different. Like you'll even find, like, let's just talk about Lefty Gunplay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Interview him, yeah.
You'll get his style of flow that's offbeat.
Right.
But there's a fucking
People
market
love it,
for it.
yeah.
There's a market for that. Like
Right.
one of my artists, Shadow Boy. You know what I'm saying? Now he was with G-Town Klika. You know what I mean? 20 years ago. You know, and then for him to come in, he has that old school but new school type of flow where some stuff is a little off and it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a huge market for it.
What do you guys think of Chops? His impact in Colorado.
Well, you know, he was signed to my label.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Was.
he was signed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, love to Chops, man. You know, I like Anthony, you know, better. You know what I'm saying? But he's doing his thing right now. You know, he's running. I got him that feature with Blanco 15.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He did that song with me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And I hope he runs with it, man. I hope that he's doing his thing. I think that if Chops would turn in and do more original, if he was more original, I think that his music would be more impactful. You know what I'm saying? And I love what he did, that 719 song that he did.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It did numbers, you know what I mean? You know, you go and this isn't any offense to Chops or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Still my boy, you know, we don't see eye to eye on certain things, but, you know,
catches a lot of heat.
It does. It does. He catches a lot of heat. You go through the comments and you just see, you see all the negativity, bro. And one of the things is like, do we make music because we want all the negativity? Like, is that why we're popular? Is because people don't like us, as opposed to when you're making music and you start getting these things like fire emojis, not rat emojis, or the hood don't want you here, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I took heat over that, man. You know what I'm saying, with other people, you know what I'm saying, and that's a different story for a different time. But you know what I'm saying. I can respect the movement. I can respect what he's doing, but I think that if he came with a little bit something different, something that was more original, something more to him, instead of just trying to please the masses, I think that he could be great.
I think it's a balance, because it's like you don't want to be too nice to where it's like, okay, like I'm not really getting no type of buzz. But if you're too the other way and it's like where likes your music and it's like all that, then it can cause issues.
Did you have him placed in your list?
Not in the top 30. I'm sure I wrote his name down.
I mean, he gets some numbers. He's got some good numbers on a lot of his stuff.
Sure.
But
I mean, he was definitely considered, because he has been, especially over the last year or two. But from an all-time perspective, it's like,
I think when you get into from the stories, from what I've heard from both sides, because I'm connected into the lowrider community down here too.
Yeah.
A lot of the lowrider community doesn't rock with him. Like he did the Travioso thing to pay respect to Travioso at my show, right?
Oh, that was your show?
Yeah.
That was dope. That was dope. I love seeing that.
Yeah. So, that's after that one. I signed in like a week later. So him and his brother, they were my first artists that I signed. And the thing with it, it's like, okay, you did I understood. Like I said, I like anthems. You know what I'm saying? So
I think he had a good heart when he was
he did. Well, he made a lot of he made valid points, right? Yeah. Like, so if you never knew Tupac, would you wear a Tupac shirt?
Yeah.
If you went to California, of course I'm gonna wear a Tupac shirt. I got it tattooed on my leg.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
all the time.
Yeah, one of the greatest, right? So, and especially if I'm gonna do a show in LA, you know what I mean, in that city, I might be all dripped out with a Tupac whole outfit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And
sorry, Lil Travieso was one of the greatest Chicano artists of all time.
Right. Facts. Big facts. He doesn't just make this list. He makes a national list.
He was on I think it was my mixtapes.
Yeah.
They posted, not a list, but it was like they posted about him.
Right. I mean, he was everywhere. Yeah. Huge support and love, so when Chops did that, you know what I'm saying? I knew, being on the inside of it, what he was doing. You know what I mean? Did everybody out there? No, because you got, like, especially, some of the lowrider community here, those are his people. Or that, you know what I mean? That was their people. So, they're like, who is Chops? Like, Chops didn't even know him. You know what I mean? But I never met Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean I'm not going to represent him.